It's the 11th of August. I've come down to the allotment today because the sun is shining for the sort of one and only day. For the rest of this week it's going to be raining, so as much as I'm sort of like hesitant to do it, but I'm going to dig these potatoes up. That's the plan. That's the priority for today. As I say, it's been dry yesterday, and it's forecast to be dry all day today, and then the rains come for pretty much the rest of the week. So I think, well, rather than leaving them in to get wet, they usually come up a bit clean. I don't know how dry the soil is underneath. The bottoms of these trenches are still damp, so I'm hoping they'll be fairly dry. I can leave them out for a bit in the sun. It just stops any sort of damage, because obviously the slugs will start to go down, and obviously there's been a few things burrowing down. Other things I need to sort out today are courgettes and the garlic. The garlic is like swamp with rust, it's just not growing anymore, so that needs to come out. Obviously courgettes, well, the marrows. So I've not been down for like, I think about 10 days. Blueberries I can pick today if I've got time and the energy. Onions, some have toppled, so I might force topple them if I've got time, and then I think it comes dry sort of in about 5-6 days, and then I can think about lifting them and taking them home and drying them. Because my drying rack is currently full of late season seedlings, like cauliflower and broccoli. I'm just going to put a few cauliflower in, just 3 I think, just to make some pickle lily, because I've blanched all the rest of it and I need it fresh really. So I thought, well, I can get a couple of cauliflower later in the season, so I have to just jar up some pickle lily. So I need to find some recipes first. But yes, main priority today is get these potatoes up. So I don't know if you can remember, I've got 4 rows of main crop, which are Orla. Then I've got a row of Maris Pear, and then a row of Charlottes. So obviously Blight came a bit early, you know, and they didn't go in till about 27th, 28th of April, so they've not had, especially the main croppers, not had full term. You know, I think, you know, the second earlies have probably be something there, they're okay then, but the main croppers are wanted because of the main storers, but you get what you get, you know, and hoping Blight didn't get into many of them, or there's any rotted off. There will be some that'll be rotted off, but I'll obviously joust some with a fork. The other year, you see, they came nice, when it's nice and dry, they're nice and clean, so you can have a bit of a look at them. So I'm just going to put them in a sack today, and then over the coming days, oh man, it's raining, I can tip them out in the kitchen and have a check through them, because some will start to go a bit funny, because you can't spot everything, and then you can decide whether to cut the good bit off and use that, or compost it. So I'm just going to make a start on these, and the courgettes. If I have to come down tomorrow in the rain, I'll just pull the garlic up, fine, you know, but that's, I just want, these are the main things I want out. It's going to be, supposed to get about 24 degrees today, but there is supposed to be some cloud cover in a few hours, which would be great, because I don't fancy cooking in the sun, because it's going to be a bit of a slog. I haven't got the energy to do it, but it has to be done, you know. I looked at the weather this week, and I've been keeping an eye on it, and I just thought today is the only day, otherwise they're in the ground for another, well, at least another 10 days, which I don't particularly want to do, because you never know, get any heavy rain after that, and then the weed cover. Obviously, you know, these were all cleared about 10 days ago, I think it is, something like that, and the weed growth has come on quite quickly, which makes it more difficult to dig them out. So I'm not too bothered, I'm not going to go and weed it, I'm just going to get the spuds out, break it sort of level, and then I'll put a visqueen sheet over it, because I'm not putting anything else in this bed. Oh, I thought about green manure, but I thought no, I'll just cover it. I probably won't even put any manure on it this year. I'll just cover it with the black visqueen and shut this bed down for the winter. And then all I'll have up here then is, majority will be broccoli and a few cauliflower for the late season, and everything else will be shut down, and I can start adding things to the bed, weather permitting and energy level permitting. That's the plan anyway. It's more late, the second part of the season is more leaning towards preparation for next year. And obviously there's a fruit cage to deal with, but I need these to finish fruiting before I dismantle this, and try and figure out how I'm going to put the new fruit cage in, because I might have to cut the new fruit cage a little bit. I've either got that choice, or that raised bed that's the newest bed on here, move that over a couple of foot. I don't know, I'll see. I'll say that end, you know, that's going to be sort of probably October before I get around to this, because I've got a few weeks off in October. So if the weather's fine, I can get on with it then. You know, and then the fence can wait till spring if need be. I can put some posts in, you know, if I need to, or just temporary prop it. I've got some old posts here anyway I can use to sort of reinforce this to get it through the winter if need be. So right, we'll get cracking. I'm not going to film all of it. I'll film a couple of bits of it, and then I'll probably put the weights, if I do weigh them. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. If I do weigh them, I'll put it in the description, or there'll be something that'll come up on the screen. Right, here we go then. I've got a can of pop, so I'm going to have a can of pop first, I think, and then we'll get started. And then I've just got to remember to keep stopping and having a rest, because as I say, I can't remember how many in here, 108 potatoes or something like that, or just over 100 anyway, I think. I think there was 17 in these 4 rows, and then there's 22 in each of these or something like that. I can't remember offhand. It's quite a few anyway. Right, let's get them dug up. I'm actually going to start with digging the main croppers up first. I usually start from over that side, but I thought, well, I'll do these because fingers crossed there's a sizable amount of potato on them. I don't know, but I've seen a few that have come out the sides along, the last couple of weeks. But like I said, I chopped the tops right off, so I'm just going to go steady because I'm guaranteed I'm going to dink some with a fork. Just going to locate roughly where the plant is. It's there. Here we go. How many am I going to joust with the fork? Or is it going to be a bad crop? Well, there's one. So it's not tiny. That's always a good sign. Keep the plant out. It's still a bit damp. That's like a bit drier. There's a few holes in that. Slugs are at them already. Buggers. It's a real tiny slugs, especially when it's dry like this. But they should heal up them. That's what I wanted. I didn't want anything with big soggy wet ends on. But quite a uniform size of potato then. Not too small. I'm not going to bother keeping any little tiny things. I was half tempted for root, just lob them down the side and they can rot into the soil or do whatever. Just moving the soil out of the way, so once you get sort of started, not so bad. Yeah, slugs have started going down into them. They're not deep, they're only a few mil deep. It's not wireworm. I used to think, oh, I've got wireworm. It's not, because yeah, it's slug. That one's got a bit of a hole in it. But it's not a bad yield there, just off. This is just off one plant, I think. Because the soil's quite crumbly as well. If they're all decent, they'll not tumble through the fork so bad. A little tiny one there. So yeah, I kind of think that's off. Might be 2 plants. Yeah, I'm trying to find the second stalk of the second plant, but can't see it. Must have pulled that one out, because there was some that just pulled out, because it was slightly rotting. But yeah, good number of spuds. I'll be quite happy if I've got well, I've got the 51 68 times that, be a good amount. It's a good little haul off. One seed potato. That, I'm sure it's just one, but we'll focus on all that part later on. Main focus is get them out of the ground. I've got a couple of open raised beds over there, so I might actually tip them out on that after, because they can dry in the sun a little bit. Say little tiny ones, I ain't bothered with. Right, I'll carry on and see what we get. Whew. Right, I've done the harvesting now, so I've picked the, obviously the potatoes are up, I've pulled the garlic up, and I've toppled the onions. I've just laid them down under their own weight. Most of them didn't really take much bending, to be honest. You just sort of like push the top and they just sort of like went over. So I'm going to come up, what day are we on today? Sunday. I'll come up Friday, because it's supposed to be dry on Friday, but it's rain between now and then. Lift them then and take them home. When you bend the tops up, it's supposed to sort of signal to the roots like stop taking water up now. So anything in the neck hopefully will get absorbed by the bulb. That's the plan. And then whatever excess there is will get dried out through the tops. I don't know, I've got a bit of leaf miner or not. I've never had that here before. Just seen something flying away, but I didn't quite manage to have a good look at it. But yeah, potatoes are up, so not bad. Not much wastage for a change. The big letdown with the Maris pears. I've still got the blueberries to pick. I was contemplating leaving them, but I might get all the spuds all sacked up and that, and over to the van and just come over some punnets and pick some blueberries until I've had enough and then go home. Because I don't want to pick the blueberries and have to lump everything over to the van, because that's like. So I might get everything over to the van, just come over with a can of pop and some punnets and pick. I'll probably get another £3 or £4 off there. I don't know what I'm up to now. It's probably 18, 19 pound of berries I've had off them so far. So I'll turn the camera around. So courgettes as well, I've picked them, and we'll have a look and discuss the weight, because I've weighed them the best I can anyway. So it's a decent weight. It's not a fail anyway. So I'll turn the camera around, we'll have a look. Alright, we'll start down here first of all. So this is like surplus. In that one, see flies. These are all rotten, you know, blighted, and you know, big slug holes. There's just shy of £6 in that, and then I wasn't going to keep the tiny ones. There's a few here that obviously I jousted with fork, but I'll keep them. But the small ones, I thought, well, I could either clean them up, put them in potato salad, or just clean them up and just give them a light frying and that, and the bird will have them, because he'll eat them. Saves wasting them, and they won't take long to cook either. So, alright, so we'll go to the Maris pears first. Just get out my shadow. So Maris pears, there is 18 pounds of Maris pears, which is kind of just over £1. Well, no, it's actually under £1 per plant, because I think there was 22 in the row. I double checked with the Orla. I'd put 16 in each row, so there's 4 rows of 16. And then the Charlottes are good actually. There's 54 £1/4 in there. So hardly any wastage on the Charlottes, apart from some small ones. And there was a little gap about 18 inches where nothing had come. There was quite a few gaps on the Maris pears where obviously something must have happened and they just failed. So I'll pick the courgettes. So we'll have a quick look at them. So those are the onions, they're the white onions. Just laid them down. Same with the red onions. So under here, got a full one. There's probably about, I don't know, probably 30-40 pound of just courgette and marrow in there. Look at the garlic actually before we look at the Orla. So garlic, I think there was 80 altogether. So I've harvested all them. Quite small to be honest, but not a complete fail. But I say they were rusted up, so they wouldn't have grown anymore. So I'll give them a quick wash. So I'll take them home, I'll clean them to a single skin, and they'll dry. I have to put them on the bench as far away as I can from where the leaks are, because I don't want any of these rust blisters to start bursting and then get on the leaks. So overall, garlic not great, but it's still harvest, you know. I think I've got one garlic bulb left from last year, and obviously it started to sprout a bit, but it's stored really well in Crasper in August. So sweet corn, that's doing all right. Hopefully there's plenty of tassely things. Hopefully it's caught its pollen. We've got some rain which will help plump everything up. I just need to sort of fettle that area rake. I'm not putting anything else in there this year. I think I'm just going to function one bed and put a bit of, which will probably be where this all is stacked, or might put it in one of these onion beds, I don't know, which will just be some brassicas, some broccoli and a few cauliflower, possibly some cabbage, I don't know, some of the quick cabbage. It's a summer cabbage, but I mean it grows pretty quick, so if I can get, you know, put 3 in, then I can have some late season coleslaws and stuff. Right, so this was the row over by the fence over there. A few slug holes in them, but the other ones were kind of a bit few and far between on the slug holes. So all various sizes, some absolute big ones as well. But yeah, overall did all right. And as I usually get, you always tend to get weird shaped ones. I've had these a few times. It looks a bit like a rubber ducky type thing. But I'm trying £206 of Orla. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So you see how it's slug hole. So I'll stack these ones separate. I'm going to tip them out again, probably in about 4 or 5 days' time. Have a good check through, see if any slugs have come out of any holes or anything's going a bit soft, and then I can re-sack them. And then basically anything with slug holes in, leave them to one side and use them first. So I'll be coming down Friday, and I might contemplate. I can see this Rigoletto. Great stuff. It stands well. How much longer it'll stand, I don't know, because I mean I planted it in April. I mean it was sown in February, so it does stand well. So I mean I could have been picking this last month, but I'll start taking some I think soon, because you can freeze it. You know, you can shred it up and freeze it. I'll be taking probably 1 or 2 of them when I come down Friday. Peas, as you can see, they're a bit of a sorry state. I'll just leave them to do their own thing, and if I get a bit of a crop, great. If I don't, there's no harm in trying. But yeah, it's just a bit of a quick video. I just needed to get on because I was back-breaking doing all that. I don't even know what time. I think I've been here about 5.5 hours now. So it's going to take some lumping. It'll probably take me a good half hour to sack all that lot up, and then probably half hour to get it lumped all across to the van. You know, it's probably about 3 or 4 journeys to the van, which isn't, you know, I'm the furthest plot on the site, which is great. But yeah, blueberries, so I'll go in there after, and I'll with some punnets, and I'll pick some berries. But yeah, so next video will be obviously harvesting some of the cabbage. I don't know if there'll be anything from home in it, I'm not sure. There could be a couple of things, I don't know. And then obviously possibly harvesting the onions. Well, it will be that'll be harvesting the onions, cleaning them up, and I might catch a bit of the garlic, put a bit of the clean the garlic up. Won't be stringing them for about another 5-6 weeks. So, and then obviously I'll be bringing down, when these onions are out, I need the rack. So that's where all the brassicas are, so I need to obviously bring them down. I've got about 20 cauliflower, but I've said to a guy on here, I've got some surplus, do you want some? And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll have some. So I might just grow 2 or 3 for a bit of piccalilli. I was thinking before, I'll have no courgette later in the year, so I don't know. But yeah, it's my own fault not thinking. I just blanched all that other cauliflower and thought, oh, don't, because you can't really do frozen cauli, and it turns to mush. So but never mind, one of them things. But I'll say I'll just keep probably one bed functional. Which one it'll be, I don't know. And then I can get this covered over, this potato bed. I can get all the visqueen black tarpaulin or black polythene over it, peg down, some posts and stuff thrown on it. Start taking these hoops down, and I can consider, like, you know, building up the beds with a bit of manure possibly, or straw, covering them over, put them to bed. So I'll just have one bed running, and then I can get on with some other jobs. It just takes pressure off me, because one, I've no room for anything, or, you know, in freezers or anything like that, to be honest. I've got a little bit of room for, you know, some onions if they're a bit funny to chop and freeze, and for when some more tomatoes, I'll be making my first batch of tomato sauce soon. But yeah, I can start getting work done then, you know, because I might not grow intensively next year. I might have a bit of a rest next year. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, because it depends. I'll look how much stuff's in the freezer, and if I can kind of take it easy next year, I think I'm due a bit of an easy year, to be honest. So you know, I'll do things, you know, obviously like little sort of maintenance, you know. I mean, potatoes, I'll probably put them in, but I might not dig this over. I might just pop some holes in. But I might just do a full bed of Orla next year. Or I might just do Orla and Charlotte's here, because the Maris pears didn't do well last year, and they're not done great this year. But I mean, overall, it's not a massive crop. But I mean, what is it? 250 to it's over £270 a foot spuds. You know, and I bought one bag of seed potatoes, which was, well, it was enough to do two rows of the Orla. But the rest of the Orla, the other two are my own potatoes left over from last year. The Charlottes are my own. The Maris pears are my own. The only other one I bought was the Duke of Yorks, which obviously done in tubs at home, and the Jazzys that I've still got to harvest at home. You know, so you build up a weight of what I've grown here and in tubs at home. You know, you end up probably clocking on. You know, I'll end up being well over £300 a spuds. Sounds a lot, but you know, that last sack I bought was 22 quid for a sack. You know, so you know, in total it's well over 6, maybe I might even get 7 sacks out of it. You know, so you know, it saves a bit of money at the end of the day. You know, and that's what it's about. And grow different varieties you can't really buy. But yeah, that's it for this video. So I'll stop waffling because I've got the horrible job of sacking that lot up and then lumping it all over to the plot, to the van. Which is obviously why I needed the bird shifting out of that little shed, because I need to put the potatoes where he used to be. You know, obviously now he's in his new shed. So thanks for watching, take care, and I will see you next time. See you now.